Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I don't remember the last time I talked to you guys. Probably like a couple of months ago. I swear to God, I talked to you guys like sometime in the winter, and then like in the spring, I was just like, I'm not doing that. I don't know what that was all about, but I'm back now. Kind of. I don't know. A little bit, kind of. It's like almost end of summer, so yeah, it's been a while. I was talking to you guys a lot in the summer, remember? Don't mind that. That's like my makeshift like curtains because I go to bed at well, you guys know how fucked up my sleep schedule is. So basically what I've been kind of sleeping like if you guys really want to know, is that I basically go to bed at 3 p.m. If I am feeling a little bit tired, I'm gonna go to bed at 12 in the afternoon, and then I usually wake up around 9 or 10 depending on when I go to bed. So, I get like the same amount of sleep as like a normal person. I just do it like the opposite. Like I was explaining it to my friends when I was like hanging out with them today and they were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." Like I like normally sleep pretty, like depending on like what my school is, like I usually sleep, normally, but in the summer I don't have any obligations and like I just function a lot better at night because when it's like day out, I feel like a lot of pressure. I don't know why. Whenever I'm like out and about and it's sunny, I always feel like this anxiety inside of me that I'm like, dude, I got to get something done or else I'm like not functioning correctly. So that's why I like doing things at night because I feel more fulfilled, I suppose. Um and one of my friends said like it's probably like a lot more calmer and fun, not fun, a lot more calmer and peaceful when I'm like awake when no one's awake. So I get like that like isolated like time alone and I'm like, yeah, I guess. Um so yeah, that's what I've been sleeping like. And I think you guys know that I started crocheting. I've been doing a lot of that. Been working on some art stuff, trying to finish the sketchbook before school starts. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, I'll be honest. I have like couple pages left. Like those things, like, I mean, I can crank like three out in like a day if I really let myself, like do the thing. But right now, I'm like taking a break from that because my brain is fried. Um, and I've been trying to make like some art content, and whatnot. Kind of hard, kind of not. I don't know. I haven't been talking about it because I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be a thing. Like I have videos recorded, I have everything like I need, but I'm just like too lazy to compile it, I suppose. I've never been like a big video editor. You guys know me. Everything's like off the fucking shits. And long as fuck. But yeah. Uh so that's like basically what I've been up to. Is there anything else I should update you guys about? I don't think so. Um well, I like hopped on here today because I have some lessons I need to talk to myself about, and maybe you guys will find some enjoyment out of it. So basically today, I went to a bonfire with my friends. Um, so like my friend called me last night technically, but for me it's morning. So she called me and was like, "Hey yo, bro, 30 minutes. I'm coming. I'm picking you up. Get ready." And I was like, "All right." It was like 9 at night, and I was like, "Okay." And then we went there, and let me just say, I got crunk. I don't remember the last time I got that crunk. But surely. Okay, because the thing about me, right, is that I cannot say no to a girl. With guys, easy. Anytime a guy asks me to do something, I'm like, how about you go fuck yourself? But with a girl, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I would do it. So these girls, they were pre-gaming to go out to a bar because um, and it was like a girl's birthday, and she was like, "Can you take shots? Can we take shots?" And I was like, course I will take shots with you. Of course I will. Who do you think I am? I'm gonna deprive a girl of her shots? Not like, but like, you know. And there's something I like learned like very very early on of my drinking journey. Like I can take shots like it's nobody's business, and I can usually do it without a chaser. That's not a flex or anything. I'm just saying that as like just out there. So like shots are like really easy for me to take down, but the main root of the issue is that shots are easy to take from you, right? But the issue is I can't handle alcohol. Like half a white claw will get me like there. So I don't know what. Okay, let me remember how many shots I took. I took a shot when I got there. My friend had Malibu, so I took a shot of that. And then I went inside the house, and then I took another shot with the girls. And then they told me to take another shot, and it was I think Casamigos or whatever the fuck. And let me just say that shit tastes like fucking like floor cleaner. But I mean, if like I took it with a chaser, but I didn't really need one. So yeah. Okay, so those two shots, and then I went back outside, and then I had another shot of I think Malibu. Yeah, because I didn't want to mix whites and darks. Oh, now that sounds a little segregated. But I don't know. One of my friends, he's like an alcoholic, I think. He's not an alcoholic, you guys. I'm serious. I'm just kidding. But he like my friends drink a lot more than me, so they know more about like what do and what don't, you know. And he was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't mix like Hennessy and like Casamigo tequila or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll just stick to the clear shit for tonight. So I didn't take any Hennessy, but if I was offered it, surely I would have taken it. Surely. But yeah, and then I feel like I took another shot in there somewhere. Oh yeah, the girls, they came back from the bar, and they were like, "You want to take another shot?" And I was like, "Of course." So I went inside, took another shot. Don't know why. I just did it. And then I pressured my alcoholic friend. Just kidding, he's not an alcoholic, but I pressured him into taking a shot, and he's like, "All right." And then I'm going to take a dab. And I was like, "I want to take a dab." And then my other friend, he was like, "Yeah, you need to chill the fuck out because you can't walk straight, walking in a pretzel formation, and right now you need to chill the fuck out." And I was like, okay, you're right. I was drunk as fuck, but you know what, I was listening to his reasoning and it made sense in my head. So I was like, you're right. I shouldn't cross. So I didn't take the dab, but I kind of wish I did because I haven't smoked in a while. Just kidding. And so yeah, 5 shots. And let me just say, like, the max for me usually 2 shots. 2 shots is like max, and that's like me like getting crunk. Because after like the first shot, I was already feeling it. Like I was like the first shot that I took, I was like, yeah, this is like what I'm like after like half a White Claw. Like this is like me like tipsy, but like not drunk, like tipsy. And I like to be tipsy but not drunk, because when I'm drunk, I don't remember anything. And let me just say, I don't remember this night like at all, but I remember like bits and pieces of it. And I just remember like the conversations, and like time went by so fast. Like we ended up talking about like credit scores for a little bit. And like they were like talking to me about like credit cards. And like I was so crunk. I don't remember like what we were even talking about, but they were like, yeah, you like if you get a credit card, you can build up your credit score so you can have a bet. I was like, what the fuck? And then my friend was trying to give me this referral code, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then we started talking about Ice Spice and Sexy Red, and then we started talking about like this and then I started like flexing for some reason. And they were like, damn bro, how'd you get all them gains? And I don't remember what I said. I think I was just like, I just be doing shit. And I'm like, and then like I don't know what we were talking about, but like we we came at like 9:30, right? We came at 9:30, and by the time we left, it was like 3, and I was crunk. I was still crunk because I was drinking constantly. I was not, for some reason, my mind was like not thinking to grab water or anything like non-alcoholic. Because like on top of those 5 shots that I took 5 shots like throughout the course of the night. I didn't take them all at once, like as I explained. Then I had like 2 of those like spiked lemonades, or whatever the fuck, of those like cans, like Simply Lemonades. And those are like White Claw, like percentage, like 3 something. And then I had like most of a Buzzball, because my friend shotgunned most of it for me. And then I think that's probably it. And then like other than like the chasers that I had, I wasn't drinking nothing else that was alcoholic. I was like sipping on like the lemonades as if it was like non-alcoholic, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like this is sick. So I was crunk the entire night, and like I don't remember anything. Like the first time I ever got like blacked out drunk was on Halloween. I feel like I told you guys this, or like I have a video of me like getting ready to go out. Let me just say, that night I don't remember jack shit. Okay, I don't remember jack shit. Like that's when I got crunk. I remember being in a house, and then in another house, and then just ending up at the club, and then I was in a car, and then that was that. Like I remember like that night at all, my friends were like, yeah, you were twisted. I was like, shit, fucking A. And that day I think I took like 3 or 4 shots of like this. Oh my god, maybe I should never drink Hennessy again, because that's the first time I ever had Hennessy, And that was the first time I ever got blacked out. But my cousin, he's like an alcoholic, like full on alcoholic. We always had fucking booze in our apartment. Like our fridge was like stocked with like fucking, I don't know, like half of our fridge was always like had some fucking alcohol in there. And so yeah, he was like, come on, Quinn, come on, take more shots, take more shots. He's like, if I take a shot, you take a shot. I'm like, what makes you think that me, someone who is significantly less of an alcoholic than you, like who gets buzzed off of half a White Claw, what makes you think I can literally like follow you in this line of reasoning, right? What makes you think I can like do it step by step with you? Like this is unbelievable. Like the ratio should have not been 1-for-1. It should have been like 3 for him and 1 for me. Like I don't know why his mind was just like, yeah, she can keep up. She can keep up. What a sick man. And I was doing it on an empty stomach. I don't know why. I'll admit to you guys right now, I was drinking on an empty stomach last night too. I surely was. I pulled up to the party, had no food in my system, and my friend was like, Malibu? And I was like, and you know how I feel about girls giving me shit. I'm like, yes, mommy. And I took that shot, bitch, and I was like, okay, I feel like I need grub. So we went in, and bro, my friends they know me too fucking well. They were like, bro, we went to because there's like this like barbecue chicken place in Minneapolis that recently opened, and they went there and they were like, oh, it's mid, but they still brought me the food because they were like, Quinn's gonna fuck this up. They know my ass has no taste. I'm just a garbage human like garbage disposal, whatever the fuck. I just be eating whatever the fuck and thinking it's grub. I was chowing down on this cold ass taboki, and I was chowing down on this like these wings, and I was like, how do you guys think this shit is ass? It's so fucking good. And mind you, I was like 3 shots deep at this point with buzz balls around me and shit. And I was like, this shit is banging. And they were like, yeah, because you're crunk. And I'm like, I feel like if I was sober, I'd still like it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, if I was sober, I'd still fuck that shit up. And I don't know, my friends know me too damn well. They're like, we're saving this for you. And I'm like, I love them. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? But anyways, I was talking about the Halloween thing. Yeah, so this motherfucker, he was like, I took 2 shots, and I'm like, all right, I'm tapping out. I can't drink no more. My cousin, he had this honey Hennessy. That shit was full before we like left the apartment, right? There's 3 motherfuckers in the house. Me, cousin, another cousin. 3 motherfuckers, right? That shit was empty by the time we left. Sweet mother of Jesus, that shit was empty by the time we left. And that honey Hennessy, I can still taste it in my mouth. I can taste the throw up that let me just say, I'm never drinking that shit again. That shit traumatized the fuck out of me. That was my Pink Whitney. I've never had a bad experience with Pink Whitney because 1, I've never had it, and 2, I didn't drink as as a teen. I didn't have to like sneak that shit because I didn't feel the need to. I was a smoker, so the only thing I was sneaking was fucking dabs, babe. Smoking on apples and whatnot. Produce. But yeah, I've never had a bad experience with Pink Whitney, but my friends tell me that shit will fuck you up. And I believe them. Anytime an alcoholic tells me that shit will fuck you up, I believe them, because word of mouth goes a long way, man. So yeah. So I think I ended up taking like at least 4 or 5 shots of Hennessy. I probably like max. And dude, when I tell you that fucking Halloween night, that shit was insane, bro. I had to like lean on my cousin. It was literally his birthday, and he didn't even get that crunk. I felt so bad. He was like dragging me around everywhere on his birthday. My ass was white girl wasted in an angel costume. Like, can you believe that? I should have been the dark angel because my ass was twisted dark, bro. Like dark fantasy twisted. But yeah, it was a fun night. I just don't remember most of it. I was like, because like when I get like super drunk, I don't get like sad or anything. I don't get like emotional. I just get super tired and like giggly and goofy, okay? And that's not something you want to be dragging around. I know from experience, because my friends can be a little goofy, a little silly, and I do get loud when I get drunk. I just be saying I say the most like out of pocket stuff, and I'm just like, I just prefer myself like just tipsy, because when I'm tipsy, I'm like normal, okay? I feel like people can experience like people who are like me, right? And I feel like a lot of people out there are like me because I'm not like, oh my god, like but like when I drink and I get tipsy, I'm like the most normal person ever. Like I'm like I can hold a conversation, I can hold eye contact, and I don't stutter, I don't say the wrong shit. I'm just like, just free spitting. Like me tipsy is how I would want to be if I was like on a day-to-day basis. But I don't like I don't feel the need to drink every day. Like if I'm awkward in real life, like sober, then that's how it is, like if I'm just like like cringy and shit like that. Like I don't really give a fuck. It's kind of like it is what it is. But like it's nice to like drink and like feel normal and not feel like loopy, But then once you cross that barrier from being normal to whatever the fuck crunk is, yeah, yeah, that's a little bit too much. And then I don't know. My friend was like supposed to take me home, and I was like, "Can I take one more shot before we leave?" And then like I couldn't. Dude, I was stumbling to the car. Like I didn't take another shot. I know my limits. I tapped out because, dude, when I got home, when I tell you, I was like trying to eat, cause I was like like I ate when I was there. I just had like chips and whatnot, but like I didn't have like a meal, so my ass was still. And like for like reference, I'm like 5'1". And my ass was just drinking all night, and like I don't drink often, as I've stated before. Like I just don't like drinking because I don't like the taste of elk. Like I can handle like I don't know, like seltzers. I like seltzers. I like me a little fruit drink, okay? Something fruity for the kids. But yeah, and I only drink in like social settings. I find it like super sad when I get like tipsy alone. I don't know if that's like offensive to say, because I know people like drink when they're like by themselves, and like a lot like my like a lot of people I know like drink beers and stuff like when they're having dinner and stuff. And like drinking is like a really kind of big thing in like Vietnamese culture. So it was like a big shock to me when I like went to Vietnam, and just everybody was like, I remember like just seeing cans on the floor in like Vietnam. It was crazy to me to see like how people just like drank beer like it was water. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like if you like build up your tolerance or whatnot, like my uncles would like crush like half a case of beer, and they were like, "Okay, hop on the bike, hop on the motorbike. We're going into town." I'm like, "Can you drive?" And they were like, "Can I walk?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll get on the car." Jesus, not car. Wait, no, my uncle did. Dude, I feel like half of the drivers in Vietnam are like crunk when they drive because this shit is wild. But anyways, but yeah, so like for me, like I've never like considered like alcohol like something that's like something that I need, A lot of people in my life, I feel like people are like, "Oh, I need to get crunk, I need to get crunk," like whenever they're having a bad day or something, or like when they're like going out to have fun or stuff like that. But like for me, my mind never goes to like alcohol. It just goes to like, oh, I don't know, like what do my mind go to when I get like sad? I don't know. I don't really get sad like that. I don't really feel emotions like that. So I don't know. Whenever I go out, like, but like when I do want to like have fun with my friends, and if they're like drinking, I'll join them. But if they don't have any alcohol, it's not like I'm gonna be like, "Guys, we gotta go to the liquor store and pick up some shit. I can't be sober for this." And then it's like I don't know. Like if it's there, I'll drink it. But if it's not, I don't fiend for it. Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like I don't really like my vice is like food. Like. Like that's the only thing that I'm like more interested in. Like whenever we go out, I'm like, "Oh, you guys got grub?" But like for elk and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not fiendish for that stuff, Um, and like I don't know, like it's like sad whenever my friends tell me about like their like drinking experience, because like the way they be talking about it, I'm like, you guys need to like reevaluate your relationship with alcohol, because right now what you guys are telling me, it sounds like, not to be pathological or whatever the fuck, but it sounds like a fucking addiction, babes. They're like, "Yeah, every day I come home from a hard day of work, I'm just like, I just want to crack open like 6 cases of like," I'm like, wow. I'm not judging them. I'm not judging them by any means, but it's just a shock to me. It's a form of like, not culture shock, but just like societal shock to me. And just the way people just be drinking like so like casually, it's just strange to me, like drinking by yourself. I also have that like mindset when it comes to like smoking. Like every now and then I'll like take a dab onto my pen if I need to like go to sleep. But like I don't do that often, because when I do that often, I get like nightmares. What the fuck? Yeah, I be getting like nightmares when I take the dab pens. I don't do that often, but when I like have classes and I need to like go to sleep, but like my brain is just wired because like I have like a lot of anxiety. I don't know if that's something you know about me. This is a little quirky about me, anxiety. Just kidding. But like my mind just always like running 24 miles an hour, and I'm just like I need to lay the fuck down. Cause like the only time I can like actually I can go to sleep pretty well actually. I'm not gonna lie. Like whenever like I'm in like a car for more than 5 seconds and I'm not on my phone, I'm asleep. Like anytime I'm left alone with like no stimulation, I'm asleep. Like I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, in Vietnam, I caught myself doing that. Like every time I was like sitting somewhere for like more than 5 minutes and I'm not on my phone or nobody's talking to me, like they can be talking to me as well, but like also fall asleep. I don't know. Like I just need that stimulation, I think, or something. I don't know. And the one thing I kind of figured, like the one thing about me is that like, not about me, but one thing I like discovered about myself is that like I don't like, I used to like shake a lot as a kid. Does that make sense? Like, this makes it sound like I got like Parkinson's or like I was doing the Harlem Shake every single day. No, I like, you know how people like bounce their legs or like they're always tapping on something or like fidgeting and stuff like that. Like I used to do that a lot as a kid. I don't know why, but then as I like phased into like what like my adult age, whatever the fuck that means, I like stopped bouncing my legs. And every time I'm like out and about, like all of my friends will be like shaking their legs and stuff like that, or like tapping their fingers or like fidgeting or like doing this and that, and I'm like, wow, people move a lot. I'm like, I like sometimes I'll copy them. Does that make sense? Like sometimes I'll see them shaking their leg and I'm like, I wonder what that feels like. I want to see like why they're doing that, and I want to see like what that would do for me. So I like shake my leg, and then I'll stop because I'm like, that doesn't do anything for me, you know? Like I'm like a really still person, and I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. I feel like that's really unsettling. Because like I feel a lot more comforted when I'm around people who are able to, not who are able, but like I like being around people who are like jittering like that, because I don't know, I think it's a cool quirk. Not cool, but like I think it's like a friendly or like a casual thing, because I feel like when people are too stiff, it like makes me anxious. I'm like, why are you so stiff? Like move, bitch. And I feel like I'm like that. Like I don't like, whenever I'm in like I can like hold a position for like hours. Like if someone, I don't know how to. I'm getting loopy right now. I'm getting like, this is like, I'm like recording this like at 12 p.m. I like, yeah. It's almost bedtime for me. But yeah, like I can like hold like my position for like hours. Like I'll sit like cross-legged for hours, or I'll just sit like silently, like not moving at all. Like I don't fidget. And like that's something that I feel like I need to work on, because it's super unsettling. Like I said, for me, I find it weird because like I'm so used to seeing people fidget around me, but I think that's also because I hang around like weird people. But like I notice it a lot too when I'm like on like the bus or something, or like I'm in class. I'll like look at people's legs because I'm like that. I don't know why. And I'll see them like bouncing it up and down and stuff like that. And I'm like, should I be doing that too? Like it's like one of those things that I'm like debating in my head, like if it's something that like I should be also doing. You know, like if it's like, it's not a trend. It's let me hop on that shaking leg trend. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes I'd be thinking like that. I don't know why. Or like I'll be like seeing somebody like do something like with their hands or something. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Let me try that for myself. Like I don't judge them. I'm like, I want to see what the fuck this is all about. So I started doing it too. I'm like, this is doing it. Yeah, this is doing it. Um, but yeah, I mean, what the fuck was I talking about before I hopped onto that topic? Dude, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Well, do you guys remember? There has to be something I was talking about before I just like hopped into that thingamabobber. Was that like talking about my friend like shaking her leg? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she was like shaking her leg and shit. That shit was pretty interesting. Um, oh, what else the fuck? Yeah, so anyways, so yeah, so my friend who drove me there, because okay, this is gonna sound like real fucking lazy of me, but you guys already know who I am as a person. But I like live like legit like not even down the block from my friend. Like I live in a cul-de-sac, and like I just, all I need to do is like like imagine this is my cul-de-sac, right? And then like you know how a cul-de-sac has that thing coming out. So imagine like a lollipop. So all I have to do to get to her house is literally move down the cul-de-sac and then walk down, and that's it. Legit, not even a block out. Not even a block out. Driving there, 0.2 seconds. But I have my friend pick me up and drive. uh and I don't know, because I already knew that I was drinking and shit. And I'm just like, I'm just too lazy, and like I hate backing my car out of the garage. Like I just, whenever I don't need to drive, I just don't drive, okay? Because I hate driving, despite having like 2 cars in my name. I just don't like driving, okay? And anytime anybody ever, like, I will literally like, what's that word? I will literally like go out of my way not to drive. Like I will like make it a lot more difficult for myself in order to not like be the one to be the driver, you know? Like I'll be like, my cousin would be like, dude, I'm like an hour out and I'm blah blah blah, and like blah blah blah, like I can still pick you up, but like you're gonna have to this and that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like as long as I'm not fucking driving, right? He's like, oh, I can take you to class, but like I have to do this and that. And I'm like, dude, as long as you're taking me to class and I'm not the one driving, you can drag my ass anywhere, bro. I can wake up at 6 in the fucking morning for you to drive my ass to school. Like I do not give a fuck, right? So that's who I am as a person. You guys are learning a lot about me today while we, so she drove me there, but then she was like, dude, I'm tired as fuck. I gotta go home and sleep. And my homies were like, oh, if she leaving, then, you know, like we can get one of us can like drive you home because we're like down there. And I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. So I stayed a little bit later than her, I think. And then, so, yeah, one of my homie's girlfriend drove me home, I think. And then I went into my house and I was going to get some grub. Oh, I was going to go inside my house. I was getting some grub. And then my mom like bought this like Costco pizza. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking prime time dining, bro. So I popped that shit in the fucking air fryer. And then my mom like cut up some mangoes. I would chow down on that while that shit was cooking. And dude, when I tell you, like, I was so faded. I was like leaning against my kitchen counter, and I was like it was so difficult for me to keep myself upright. And I was like chewing, but I could not chew for the life of me because everything was so like slow, and I felt like nauseous, and like it was not a good vibe. Okay, so I just like turned off the air fryer. I left the pizza in there. And I was like in the middle of like chewing like a piece of mango, and I just like stopped chewing and I just spit it out. Cause like I could not chew for the life of me. So like I was like, dude, I gotta like go lay down and just let the elk like get out of me, get some fucking water in me or something. So I grabbed some water. I was like stumbling so fucking bad. Like I was like trying to take off my clothes, and things like were not taking off the way I wanted it to. Like things were getting stuck. And when I was putting on my shirt, I put that shit on backwards, and I was like, okay, I gotta twist it. And then I kept on twisting it and shit. It was, yeah, I don't know how I managed to climb into bed, but I climbed into bed and I was like, okay, I'll like snooze off for like, I don't know, like an hour, right? Wake up, 2 hours pass. I feel normal, but I still feel nauseous as fuck. And I remember I had that pizza in the air fryer. I went up, did not reheat the pizza again, just fucking put the cold air fried pizza on a plate, went back downstairs and just fucking mellowed out for like the next like 6 hours. It was crazy. And I still feel like nauseous as shit. Like I was like chugging down a bottle of water before I went to bed, before I'm about to go to bed. And I'm like, dude, like, like, you ever get that feeling in your stomach that you're about to, that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling right now. But yeah, after that, I don't think I'm gonna drink again for like until like whenever the occasion comes up again, I suppose. But then again, I don't go out that often, so I'm like trying to like justify it in my head. I'm like, girl, you don't go out that often. You'd barely see your friends and shit like that. And like, so it's not like I'm gonna ban myself from drinking. But like, damn, bro, you just need to get tipsy. You don't need to do all that. But like, I'm telling you, bro, when a girl offers me a shot, offers me anything, ugh. I don't know why I'm so weak as an individual, man. Like, those girls, they were so sweet. They were like, come on, can we take a shot? Like, they weren't even pressuring me. They didn't even have to, like, ask me over and over. They just asked me once. And I said yes every single time. And I'm like, oh. Even though I knew it wasn't good for me, I just kept on saying yes. Oh. That's when so when if anybody ever wants anything out of me, you just gotta grab a girl to ask me, bro. Because honest to God, I will say yes to everything. But a guy, yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to stay in your fucking lane because I'm not saying yes to shit. And like the birthday girl came back and she was not feeling well, but she's like, I have to yak so bad. And my homie, like me and him, like dragged her up the stairs because I went in the fucking downstairs bathroom. We were like, oh my God. And she was just on the floor while we were talking to her. Both me and him were just standing in the fucking doorway talking about nonsense. What the fuck were you talking about? Dude, I don't know what the fuck we were talking about. We were talking about something, but then she was like, we were just like, girl, you gotta go back downstairs and just lay down and just let the vibes go because if you throw up right now, there's not gonna be the vibes. She was like, okay, okay. We like walked her down, and everybody that came back from the bar was slumped. I was like, this is crazy. I feel like every time I go to my friend's house for a bonfire, the motherfuckers are always going out to the bar and always coming back crunk as a motherfucker, bro. Oh man, but yeah, it was a fun fucking night. I like hanging out with my friends. I just don't do it often. Like they invite me to places obviously, but I'm just not feeling it. And like recently, I don't okay, this is like an off topic kind of thing, but like I started taking like B12. It's not crack by any means. It's not prescribed to me. It's just a fucking vitamin. And if you're like a vegetarian, you would know about it. B12 is just like a fucking. It's like really fucking important. If you don't eat meat, basically, and like you guys know, I was a vegetarian for like 2 years, and that shit just fucked me up so bad. I was not supplementing B12 or anything when I was the vegetarian, and that shit fucked me up so bad. Like my like legit like in the winter of this year, my feet like tingled all the time. I'm not talking about like when it falls asleep. I'm talking about like I don't like I don't know how to explain it, but it just tingled and like it just felt like nerves were not working properly and it would like it was just so weird. My hands, they were so weak. Like whenever I would like apply like the most like benign the most like minimal pressure on my hands, like they would literally like just like cramp up and just like start to tingle. Like everything in my body was just like tingling and it was so weird and I felt like lethargic all the time. I felt like so like the and I had the worst brain fog. Like I could not remember anything from my childhood. I couldn't remember what I did like an hour ago or like a day ago, like much less a week ago. Like my mom would ask me what I did today and I'd be like like it's still kind of like that now, but it's like way better. I can remember my days a lot better. I remember my a lot more of my childhood, and a lot more of like memories and whatnot, you know. But yeah, so I started supplementing B12 like as soon as I like realized, like I searched up my symptoms and they were like, yeah, if you're like deficient or whatever. And I was like looking because like I was super nervous because I was like in my heart was like always like and I was like, okay, this is weird. And like I feel like the thing that like really kind of pushed me to the edge of like actually looking into my symptoms was like the fact that I could not even like walk to class without my feet like constantly like tingling. It was so weird. Like it felt like pins in my feet almost like pins, and it was so like I don't know how to explain it. If you guys have experienced like B12 deficiency, you guys would know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm also iron deficient, but I feel like iron deficiency is something you have to like do. But like with like B12, I feel like it's a lot more noticeable as well. um so yeah, and like my hands, like I feel like so much like I work a lot with my hands. Like I like a lot of my the things I do with my hands. I do art, I crochet, I bake. So it's like super important to me to like keep my hands like, you know, like normal. And like when I was like it was like so bad to the point where I was like cutting stuff, like just like holding a knife like this, and my hand would just cramp up so bad. It would like it would like spaz out, and like if I like would like try to open a jar, like my hands would like lock up. It was crazy. My hands were always tingling, and it felt like so weak. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it just felt like so like my hands weren't like handing, they weren't doing the hand thing that they're supposed to be doing, and it was like it's like one of the craziest experiences ever. So I started supplementing B12, right? And I've been taking it for like ever since like I've noticed the symptoms, which was like in like probably like the end of like not the end, the beginning of winter probably, because like when it got cold, that's when I really realized, and I noticed that my body wasn't regular. Another story. I feel like that's not like a B12 thing, but my body was always cold. Like I'm still like that now, but it's like, like my body was always cold. I was always getting like chills and stuff. Like I couldn't regulate my body, and like my moods would like swing from back and forth. It was crazy. Like my like everything about me was whack, bro. Like it was whack. Like my moods would go from here to like here, and then back down, and then up, and then back down. Like I would feel nothing, and then everything, and then like the memory issue was the worst thing for me, because my brain, like I need that. Like I need that brain shit so fucking bad, right? And like that shit was just not computing shit. Like the only things I was able to remember was like what I would write down, or like what I would have in pictures. But if you were to ask me like what I did yesterday, and if I didn't have like if I didn't write it down, or if I didn't like have a picture or something or whatever, right? I would not remember what I did. Like I wouldn't remember like I was awake, I was human, but I don't remember what I did, and then people would like, and like the big issue with me is that like I still have an issue with like remembering things, but like it's like a lot better now, like I said. But like back then, like dude, I could not remember people's names, I could not remember people's faces, I could not remember like what time I had to go to class, despite knowing that despite knowing that like I gotta go to class, I would like look at my like schedule like throughout the entire semester. Like every single day I would wake up and I'm like, what time do I need to go to class? Despite going to class every single day. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is so fucking weird. Like I gotta get this shit in check, because this is not right. And I mean, I feel like that's also a symptom of my anxiety, because I always feel like something's going to switch up on me or something. I don't know. Like it's always like everything in my life is always constant. So I don't know why I always assume everything is not going to be constant. I don't know why. Like my anxiety is like my worst enemy, and my best enemy, or best enemy. I don't know. But yeah, so I started supplementing B12, and like after like of course the symptoms were still like there, but like after a couple of months I felt like a lot more like how do you say, like my emotions were a lot more regulated. I don't know how to explain it, but like before, like I said, it was this and this and this and this and this, but like now it's kind of like this. Like I said, I don't feel a lot of emotions nowadays, and that was still like previous, but like when I would have like my like big emotional like, like I would not know how to regulate it at all. Like I would just like start banging shit and just hitting shit, and like I wasn't like harming, like I wasn't like how do you say it? Like I wouldn't like break shit, but I was just like, like fucking like punch like the floor and shit like that, and like fucking just like it was a worse, it was bad. Like I like thinking about like doing that now, I can't imagine that. Like my emotions were just not regulated. But after taking B12, like I feel like my emotions are a lot more like subdued. Like whenever anything angers me or anything like bad happens to me, I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever, like I can fix it. Like my anxiety has been like a lot more better, I think. Like I feel like a lot of the times, like I'm just like not anxious about, well, I am anxious about a lot of things, but like it's like more kind of like subdued. But like it doesn't mean that I'm like never anxious. Like I'm still like anxious, I still think about things, and I'm just like my mind's always running and shit, but it's not like to the point where I'm just like always like thinking about something, and like it feels like as if like if I don't do the thing that I'm thinking of right now, everything's gonna like die. Like I'm gonna die. My mom's gonna get like killed, and then my house is gonna get burned down, and everything that I know is gonna like die, so I mean, I still think like that now, a little bit, but it's a lot less worse. And like I said, my emotions are a lot better now too. Like I said, my mood swings aren't as crazy. I'm still like I still get like pissed off at things. I still have emotions and stuff like that, but it's just like when like I think I like a lot of the things that I would like a lot of the things that I used to get mad at, like I like for some reason like I just don't get mad at it anymore. Like whenever like I don't know, I'm like whenever I like drop something, or like when something's late or like whatever, like I'm just kind of like, okay, like that can be amended. Like I don't need to freak out about that and think that the world's gonna end. But like major things freak me out, you know, like major life events obviously is gonna freak someone out if it's bad. But like small things, like I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, someone cutting like in front of me or some shit like that, I used to get like mad about that, but nowadays I'm just kind of like, it is what it is, you know. And that like I'm telling you, man, B12 is fucking minging. And then my hands obviously working a lot better now. I have not had an issue with my hands like cramping up. That's the only word I know how to. It's not even cramping up. It's like it literally gets like locked in place, and then I have to like literally like force my hand like out. Like it was so bad, and my wrist felt like so like weak and limp. Um, and now like everything's a lot more stable. And like they don't tingle anymore. Like a lot of my limbs don't tingle anymore. I don't get like really bad cramps. And like I don't feel pins and needles in my feet all the time. It's great. It's great. Like, and like the only like I like slowly implemented it in, because like before I was only taking like a probiotic and a multivitamin, because that's, I have issues going, you know. And it's good to, I don't know, I feel like taking a multi, I don't know if that does anything, but like I like to think it does. So I was taking that beforehand, and those symptoms were present, but then I started taking B12, and then everything just, you know, like the things that I noticed like started like dissipating. um and what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. And then my memory got a lot better too. I like, not like to the point where I'm like, oh my god, like I remember everything, but like it's to the point where I can't remember, like, you know, like what I did yesterday or what I did the week before. Or like what time is it, you know, like they're like, before I was not remembering shit, and I remember people's names a lot better, like their faces. Because I have an issue with that. Even as a kid, I had a lot of issues with like remembering names and like stuff like that. And I don't know, I feel like I've tried to make it like a lot more of like conscious effort, because I feel like it's really kind of rude and disrespectful if you don't remember someone's name. Like I know it's like not expected of you, but at the same time it would be like I wouldn't be offended, because it's, you know, it's like I get that it's like hard to remember the people that you meet. But for me, I find it disrespectful if I did it to someone else. I don't care if someone does it to me, but if I did it to someone else, that's something yeah. Yeah, so that has been a lot more helpful. And yeah. What the fuck else was I talking about in terms of like the symptoms? Uh yeah, so like like overall it like helped resolve the issues that I was having, you know. And then for some reason, like last week, I decided to just stop taking it cold turkey. I don't know why. I just stopped taking it because I was like, I don't think I need it anymore. Like I feel like everything's resolved, and I don't think I need to consistently take it every single day. So I stopped taking it last week. And when I tell you, I had the worst last week ever. Like my week last week was horrendous. Like I was bloated as fuck. I was swollen. Like my face just like was bloated as fuck. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I was not eating a lot of salty stuff. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I didn't like attribute it to the B12 at first, because I was like, there's no way like B12, like just going off of that shit, it's gonna make me like, you know, like this. And like I realized that like my anxiety my anxiety was so bad last week. I don't know what it was, but like the thought of leaving the house was like almost like it, like every time I thought about it, like my chest would get really tight, and I would like think about all these things, and then like I would like go to the worst possible scenarios. I'm like, if I leave this house right now, I'm literally gonna get ran over, a cop's gonna pull me over, throw me in jail, I'm gonna die and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in my head? And then I started getting anxiety about like college and stuff like that, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I literally, like everything is in order. So I like started like checking everything for my college, and like I'm like, this is right, like everything's in order, so why am I so anxious? And I started thinking about like my loans and stuff, and like I could not go to sleep one night because I was thinking about like how much debt, and like I'm not even in that much debt, but like I was thinking about like how much debt I was in, and like how I would break it to my mom, and I'm like, dude, you're not even in that much debt, like it's like not even that much. I don't know why you're freaking out. I was like, but like I was like laying down in bed, and I was like trying to go to sleep, but like the thought of it just kept me up so bad, and I just was just like, it was the craziest fucking experience I've had in like a while. It was like I was so anxious, and like my heart was like in my ears and was like thump thump. Like it was like I like my heart was just thump. Like it felt like deep. Like usually my heart, I don't feel that shit usually. But like when I do feel it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is crazy, okay? It like I don't even know how to explain it. Like my friend would like hit me up to like hang out, because I usually hang out with this one friend to crochet and stuff. And like I just had to keep on canceling on them because I was like, dude, I cannot go out right now for some reason. Like I'm like, I want to go out with you. Like my mind, I want to go out with you, but for some reason my body just does not want to go out. Like I don't know what it was. Like I felt like so lethargic every time I woke up. Like usually when I wake up, I'm like, damn, I do not want to be alive right now. Okay. Like this just normally, but like when I was off B12, I was like, dude, like if I get out of bed right now, I'm literally gonna like murder myself and like everyone in this house. It was crazy. Like every time I would like think about even like getting out of bed when I wake up, like like I was like, I can't do that. Like this is so hard for me. I was so dramatic. Can you imagine that? That was me like not even like a week ago. Oh my god, I was so dramatic, and like I was just having so much anxiety. Like I don't think I've had that much anxiety like in a while. I don't think like it was so scary to me because like cuz like for me, like I'm able to kind of like handle my emotions pretty well. Like I can repress it cuz Asians and whatnot. but like my anxiety was like off the fucking charts, bro. Like I was so paranoid as well for some reason. Like I was always scared someone's gonna like walk into the house, and I'm like, why am I thinking about this? And I was scared that people were like looking through my windows and stuff like that. Like it was weird. Okay, I've never felt like that before. Like, well, I feel like that sometimes, but like, but not to this caliber. And like I was just feeling like shit. I was like, I wouldn't say depressed, but I was like super like sad and stuff. And like I just felt like everything was gonna like die. Like everything was gonna fail. Like my house was gonna burn down. I don't know why that's like the first thing I got. Like I was so scared that my parents are gonna get the divorce, despite them never fighting, like ever. They're always like goofy, and I was just so scared like something's gonna happen to my mom, like coming home from work or something. I was scared that like lightning's gonna strike our house. Like I don't know what it was, but my mind was just not there, and I was just freaking out. Like it was like everything was just not doing it for me. And like I said, my body was like so like swollen and bloated. I was like, there's no reason for me to like be this bloated. Like it's crazy. Um and like I don't know. Like I feel like the biggest thing for me was that like I was just like everything just like felt foggy almost again. And I was like, what the fuck? Cuz I think I stopped taking it like at least like 2 weeks before. Like I stopped taking it like I probably like in the mid of like July, because I was like, I don't know why. And then for like that duration of that week that I stopped taking it, I was fine. And then the week after, which is last week, I was like, why the fuck do I feel like this? Like there's no reason for me to fucking feel like this. So I don't know what the issue was, but I felt so bad for canceling on my friend like constantly, but my body just was not working. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it was like freaking me the fuck out. And like I don't like feeling sad. I don't think anybody likes feeling sad, but I was like depressed. like every time like there was like silence in the room, or like not even silence, bro. Every time I was just like thinking, like so, like it will go from like, oh, maybe I should do this, and then, oh, but if I do this, and then suddenly it will like start to like unravel to the point where I'm like, I should kill myself. And I'm like, how did thinking about like getting groceries go from that into killing myself? Does that make sense to y'all? Because that doesn't make sense to me right now. But for some reason, last week Quinn was like, yeah, that computes. That makes so much sense. And I'm like, you guys, like something about that just ain't right. And I was just like, dude, like, and I was like so anxious about my teeth falling out too. For some reason, I was like, dude, my teeth are gonna fall out. I'm literally gonna lose all of my teeth. And next thing you know, I'm gonna have to get veneers. I'm gonna have to get dentures. I'm gonna have to like it's gonna be so expensive. I'm gonna put my parents in debt because of like my teeth. I don't know what that was all about. That was so weird. Yeah, I was not doing fine. And then I did the thing where you're supposed to do the thing, and I was like, for some reason my brain was like, I feel like I like did a little bit of researching or whatnot, and I was like, I looked up my, I didn't look up my symptoms. I just searched up like B12 withdrawal, because that was the only thing that was like different in my life. I didn't do anything else that was different, but I just searched up B12 withdrawal, and all my symptoms came up, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Went back on it. Oh my god. Like, I have been, ever since this week started, the end of last week, and ever since this week started, I have been feeling like the normal Quinn again. I found my zest for life. I've been going out. I've been having fun. And it's just like, what the fuck was that all about? Like, that was so weird. Like, I feel so fine right now. Like, it's crazy. And my emotions are like a lot more well regulated, because like I didn't have like a mental, not mental breakdown of that, because that's not what I consider my, like I think I consider it more kind of like all of my emotions coming out, and me just like taking it out on whatever the fuck is around me. Like I said, I've never broken anything. I've never like pulled a Kyle and fucking punched a hole in my wall, but I've definitely like fucking pounded my fist on the fucking floor and shit like that, and like slamming my legs against shit like that. I don't know if that's a mental breakdown though, because I feel like a mental breakdown is when you cry and shit. But like, do I cry during those things? I don't remember. But like, whatever, right? Whatever. But I didn't have one of those, luckily. But like, I did have like a lot of anxiety, and I was like, yeah, and it was bad. But now I'm like normal now. I don't know. I don't know how to explain those feelings. If you guys have ever experienced it, you guys probably know. But like, yeah. So yeah, I'm back on the B12. You know the vibes. I probably should like get my blood work checked or something. Because I feel like there has to be like another thing, but I don't want to be taking too many pills. I'm already taking like fucking like 3 pills. Like, I'm taking my fucking probiotic, and I'm taking like my multivitamin and like B12. And then at one point when I got my wisdom teeth out, I was taking like at least like 7 pills per day. I was like, what the fuck? That's so much. Like, I don't like being on like medication. Because I'm an anti-vax. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I just for some reason, whenever I get sick, I just assume that my body will just fight it off by itself, and I don't need medicine. And that's just not right. Like, whenever I get the flu, my mom's like, you want some medicine? I'm like, no, my body will take care of it. And like, I was like, I don't know. And then whenever I feel like any pain, most people are like, oh, just pop an ibuprofen. And I'm like, the fuck? What the fuck is that? But yeah, I just don't like the idea of like taking too much medicine or like medication or whatnot. I don't know why. I've always just been like that. I probably should like take medicine when I need it. I just don't. Even when I got my wisdoms out, like I would like, when my doctors would like prescribe me like antibiotics, and for some reason my brain was like, don't take those. I'm like, why? They're antibiotics. And my brain was just like, bro, just don't take them. You don't need them, bro. You're stronger than this. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it, but I did take the probiotics, not probiotics. Whatever the fuck. Not steroids, what the antibiotics or whatever the fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, I did end up taking them because they're important, but like, ugh, what is wrong with me? I don't know. But yeah, B12, if you guys need it, take it, because that shit is helpful. But if you don't take it. I don't know what it does for you if you don't need it, you know, but if you're like a carnivore, I feel like you probably don't need that shit. But like, if you're a carnivore, you should be like supplementing for like fiber, you know, or something, because you're probably backed up as shit. But yeah, I feel like that was a really weird experience. I would like to know if you guys had any issues with like that as well, because I don't know. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's like dealt with B12 weirdness like that. I met people who are like anemic, but not like B12 deficient, you know. But maybe because I don't talk to a lot of people or something. I don't know. And I've been looking into like biohacking. That's the dumbest shit ever. I don't know, but not dumbest shit. Don't come for me now, y'all. But I just been looking into it because it's fascinating to me how people be like taking this shit and be like, yeah, my moods are a lot better. Because I remember my cousin taking like ashwanga, whatever the fuck that shit is, ashwanga. I don't know how to fucking say it. Oh my goodness, but and I'm like, what the fuck is that even for? I looked it up and I'm like, what the fuck? And then it led me down to this rabbit hole on fucking Reddit of I don't remember what it's called. It's like newts or something. And I was like, what the fuck? And people are talking about all this like NAC fucking boxyl hydra, and I'm like, okay. And people are like, yeah, I was on that stuff, and then like it made my balls fall off. And then someone in the comments be like, dude, like maybe you're taking it wrong, because I've been taking it and like ever since then, bro, like I've been like fucking getting my pumps in and shit like that. Like this shit was a godsend to me. And then another dude be like, that shit made me bald. And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that shit. Like if like I feel like if I start taking like ever since my experience with B12, like I feel like if I introduce another thing to my life and it improves my life, and then like I get like these side effects or whatever, but like it improves my life in some way, and then I get off of it, and then it fucks me up. Oh my god, I cannot imagine that. Like like B12 withdrawal was already fucking 8 for me, bro. Like I don't know. Let me scratch my eye real quick. That shit feel good. But yeah, like like my bloating went down, obviously. What else? Yeah, just a whole fucking can of worms and whatnot. And like every time I wake up now, I'm like, I don't feel like I need to like kill everyone in this house. I feel like I just need to like get out of bed, you know? Oh man, I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't have like the intent, but it's just like the thought, you know? And it's just like it's so sick. It's sick. It's sick that I think like that sometimes, and I'm like, yeah. So yeah, kids, if you're on B12, learn from me. Don't get off that shit unless directed by a doctor. I didn't even ask. Another thing about me, okay? Another anti-vaxxer fact about me. I'm just kidding, okay? I'm vaxxed. The fuck I look like. But another thing is that despite having like health insurance and whatnot, I never go to the doctor. Like never, ever. Like my parents have been like trying to get me to go to the doctor just for the last like 2 to 3 years. Have not gone. I'll go to the dentist, but I'm not going to the fucking doctors. And you know why? Because I had a bad experience back in like the 7th grade. Never been back since. And then I started having like stomach problems, and my parents were like, maybe you should go to that doctor. And I'm like, yeah, perhaps not. And then I got really sick in Vietnam. Not like flu sick. I got like my stomach. I had like a lot of stomach issues. That's why I call them, because I don't know what it is, but I had a lot of stomach issues in Vietnam. And like my aunts and uncles like figured out about it too, and they were like telling my parents to take me to the doctor when we got back to America. And I was like, and then when we got back to America, my mom's like, do you want to go to the doctor? I'm like, fuck no, bro. And then I had stomach problems again, and my parents were like, dude, we gotta bring you to the doctor. Like it's like my parents started learning about it like I think like 2 years ago, like when I like moved to my apartment or like my dorm or whatever, and like I would always call them to like bring me home because my stomach was hurting so bad. Like it's not like, oh my god, my stomach hurts, mommy, my stomach hurts. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Like it just makes me want to vomit all the fucking time. I don't know how to fucking explain it, y'all. And it just hurts all the fucking time, and I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, and my parents were like, you probably should go to the doctor. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the doctor. And they like gave me medicine in Vietnam, and you know how I feel about medicine. I stopped taking that shit. I took it once when I was in like they would prescribe me like I think like 3 days worth of medicine. I took like the morning medicine. No, I took the night medicine, and then in the morning I was supposed to take it, but then I just hid it. my cousin was like my cousin from Vietnam was with me, and she like took me to get the medicine because she obviously lives in Vietnam. So they were like, so the doctors had to give her the instructions, and then she had to like kind of tell me, because like I understand like Vietnamese, but like the way but they talk really fast, you know, because like if you're like proficient in something or like fluent in the language, you're gonna talk pretty fast and casually. So I'm not gonna pick up on those like little nuances. So like it'll make sense to me if you talk really slow. So my cousin, she like does that for me. Like she'll talk in Vietnamese to me, but she talks like really slow and kind of breaks it down for me. And that's how I like got by in Vietnam. Like having her, like she didn't speak English, so she just like spoke really slowly in Vietnamese. And then whenever I was around people who like spoke really fast in Vietnamese, like she would like translate the Vietnamese into like better, into like slower Vietnamese for me to understand. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. but yeah, so it's like she was like watching out for me, and she was like telling me how to take the medicine and stuff. And then she was like every morning. So in the morning when we woke up, she was like, "Make sure to take your medicine." And I'm like, "Okay." And then she was in the bathroom like brushing her teeth, and I just hit it in my valley, and I like hit the medicine from like everything, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" Like I don't know what it is, but, like I just did not want to take it, and I was like, "Oh my god." And then I felt like shit the entire day. Like we went out like sightseeing, and my stomach was like killing me, and like my like everything, like my, you could like tell in my face that I was just not doing well. Like it was so sunken in, and I just was looking really unwell, but I still refused to take the medicine, and I just don't know why. um and that's on that. And if you want to know, I still have the medicine. I still have the Vietnamese medicine. I was able to smuggle it back to America. It's literally just like Vietnamese versions of like fucking like Advil or like fucking like Gas X or whatever the fuck, right? So it's not like anything illegal, but I don't know. But yeah, I didn't end up taking that shit. I took it once, didn't take it again, uh and I'm still refusing to go to the doctor. So I don't know what that's all about. Like I do want to go to the doctor because I do kind of want to get my blood looked at, just so I can know like what I should supplement and what I shouldn't, and like check my cholesterol. But like I just damn well know my parents are gonna be like, the second they look at my blood work, they're gonna be like, oh my fucking god, we have to like take you to the hospital. And like that's just how my mind works. Like it like goes from like one simple thing into like the extreme. I'm just like, I don't know why it does that. Probably should figure that out, but I'm not gonna. I'm just scared that once my blood work comes in, I'm gonna like, it's gonna like unravel like all of this, and then I'm gonna end up like being in the hospital like 24 fucking 7, and that's like my worst fucking nightmare. Being around doctors, taking medicine, and getting tests done, like that shit would just piss me off so bad. Because as a kid, I would always be in hospitals because I always had something going on with me. I don't know like what the issue was, but I was always getting like CAT scans. I was always getting like fucking like blood work done. It was crazy shit. I don't even know what was wrong with me as a kid, but I was always getting them shits done, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I would always have to like take this medicine and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't want to take that shit. That's probably where it comes from, actually. um but yeah, like I can take medicine, like I'm not a bitch. It's just I don't want to take medicine, and like it's just the thought of being in a hospital and having these doctors like poke and prod at me is just not the vibes, babe. But like I'm like, right now my body feels fine. I feel fine. Everything is fine. It's just my brain is kind of whack. And yeah. How long have it? Oh my god, an hour, you guys. Holy shit. But yeah, I probably should go to bed. I'm kind of tired. I don't know. I've been rambling a lot. I was supposed to go to bed like an hour ago, but then for some reason I was like, I gotta talk to y'all. I gotta talk to y'all. But yeah, okay. So moral of the story is I'm not gonna drink or get crunk like that for like a while, because I feel like shit right now. I know the second I wake up, I'm gonna feel like fucking death. but I'm not gonna kill anybody. Trust. And make sure to take your multivitamins and don't go off of them cold turkey, because that shit will literally obliterate you. From my experience, at least. Make sure to talk to your doctors. And that's another moral. Go to the doctors if you need it, but like, don't take any of my advice. Like, don't take my life experiences like, oh my god, I should do that as well. Like, I shouldn't go to the doctors ever. This is just who I am as a person, and like, I'm not trying to like influence y'all into like not trusting doctors. Trust your doctors. Go to doctors. Take care of yourself. Take your medicine when needed, and stuff like that. Okay, and be careful with alcohol, and shit like that. Okay, dude, I'm probably gonna get like canceled for like being like, oh my god, she's an anti-vaxxer. She doesn't trust big pharma. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Like the concept of them I quite like. The doctors and shit, I like them. Okay, hospitals, I like them. Okay, the concept of them, but the thought of me actually going there and being there in person, yeah, that's where that's where it crosses the line. I'm not going in there. Okay, I think I've rambled on for long enough. You guys have probably are tired of me talking about nonsense and whatnot. So I'm gonna log off now. Maybe I'll come back and talk to you guys about nonsense in another day. Because that was actually pretty good to talk. Because that's all been up here, and I've been able to kind of get it out. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mmm. Mamacita. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you like what you see? Oh. Okay, okay, okay. That was enough of a gun show. I will see you guys in another time and place. Probably the same place, but different time. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Okay, kisses.